Hello everyone. In the previous session, we considered a fault at the sending end and we said during the post-fault condition, both the lines were restored and we have seen the application of equal area criterion for that case. Now, let us consider another possibility under the post-fault condition. So what if both the lines are restored was seen earlier, and now we are going to see a case where we restore only one of the line. That is, the healthy line was alone restored and the faulty section or the faulty line is removed out of service. So under this case, PE3 happens to be equal to EV divided by XD dash plus X1. So XD dash plus X1 is the value of reactance where you have the flow of current, and hence you write it as PE3 is equal to EV divided by XD dash plus X1 into sine delta. Earlier, both the power transfer, maximum power transferred under the pre-fault and the post-fault conditions were same, but now we have a different Pmax, and hence let me call it as Pmax 3 sine delta. So you have three possibilities. So one is the pre-fault condition. So the pre-fault condition where PE1 is equal to Pmax 1 sine delta, and during fault, as the fault is at the sending end, during fault PE2 is equal to 0, and finally the post fault condition where PE3 is equal to P max 3 sine delta. Let's first trace all these three over the P delta plane. This corresponds to the pre-fault PE2, which is 0 during fault, the power transfer, and finally after any one of the line is restored, and let this be the value of the mechanical input Pm. So if we talk about the rotor angle, the initial rotor angle is going to be delta naught, and the final is after the fault, right? So the post fault curve intersects the Pm at this point, and hence this is going to be the angle that corresponds to the final rotor angle, which is delta 1. The initial operating point is at point A. So point A falls to point B, and at point B, PE is equal to P2 is equal to 0, and hence PA is equal to PM, that is PE is positive, and hence your rotor accelerates. So the rotor accelerates and the rotor angle starts to increase, and let me say that the rotor angle is increasing and I clear the fault at an angle delta CR or delta C. So delta C, let it be the clearing angle. The rotor accelerates and the rotor angle increases, and at a point or when the angle is equal to the clearing angle, let me clear the fault. So as I clear the fault, the point shifts from point C to point D. So this corresponds to point C. So from point C, The point shifts to point T, but because of the stored kinetic energy, it starts to accelerate till the stored kinetic energy is lost, and this point corresponds to the maximum possible angle beyond which my stability is lost, and hence let me mark it as delta max. So this is the accelerating area, and the area above PM and PE3 is the decelerating area. So let us highlight and now express it mathematically. So the accelerating area angle varies from delta naught to delta C PM minus PE2. So PE2 is 0. That has to be equal to the decelerating area in order to have stability. In place of PE3, let me substitute P max 3 sine delta. So let's group the terms having PM together. Applying the integration, the equation goes as follows. At delta is equal to delta CR, PM is equal to P max sine delta max, as seen for the earlier example, and substituting it here in this expression. So P max 3 sine delta max. P max 3 gets cancelled, and solving the nonlinear equation available, we could find the value of delta CR. And knowing the value of delta CR, we could also calculate the value of critical clearing time. Thank you.